Hey and welcome. I want to share with you some magic about ads today. I'm getting so many questions. We're getting so many questions about how do you start with ads? How much money should I spend? What is the budget? How does it look? What does it cost? What are the return rates? How do you make ads work for coaching businesses and for transformational businesses? And the good news is that it's easier than you might imagine. And then even better news is once it's working, it will transform your business forever. What I want to show you is how getting ads profitable can actually create a feeling, and more than a feeling in the practical realm, a real business that can scale. Because once your ads are profitable, once you know I'm spending 50 euros and those 50 euros generate 500 euros on the other side in a week or two, I know that from those 500 euros, I can put back 100 euros on ads, and then those 100 euros will generate 1,000 euros, and so on. And even with our clients and for us, we see that the average return rate on ads in this method that I'm going to show you here is about 8 to 12 to 15 times, which means on average, let's say 10 times more. If you put in 2,000 euros on your ads in a month, you will see a return of 20,000 euros. How does it work? How does it work so easily and so predictably? I'm going to show you right now. So, if we look at why is it so good? And the main thing that for me, the fact that ads started to work and I saw that ads are predictable is this feeling of calm, calm in your nervous system, the calm in your knowing that you're spending money on ads. You know what is the budget for that. You know how many people join your program eventually. You know what is the monthly income, and it's predictable once it's stable. And then there is no more need of hustle. This image of the hustler businessman or hustler businesswoman just doesn't work anymore, just doesn't feel right. Especially if you're a coach, if you're a mentor, transformational therapist, you're not here to hustle. You are here to focus on your magic. And getting ads to work for you is exactly that. Allows you to focus on your magic instead of trying to post more, trying to get engagement, trying to get leads, trying to get all of those things to work for you by posting more or hustling more or creating more content or being more viral. You don't need any of that. If we go back to the basics of how businesses work, they work with advertisement. And a good business that has a good product, that has great advertisements, will always win, will always be able to scale. The problem with ads is that it can get very expensive if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't have a proper plan. And you cannot really just shoot in the dark. That's what I see many clients who arrive to our program. What they're trying to do is they're trying to launch ads. They've tried to launch ads in different ways, different methods. They decided on a specific budget that they're willing to try. Maybe they bought an agency. But without the right process, without the right method of how to do it, it really is shooting in the dark and hoping that I'm going to land on something. And in my experience, I've had many businesses where I tried to launch ads, but not in the right way. Once you understand what is the right way, and this is what I'm going to show you here, things start shifting in your perception and in your success. I want to share the story of Ronnie, one of our clients who fell in love with launching ads actually, because in 60 days after launching his first program and deciding from zero audience to go for ads and to go for cold audience, he sold 9 spots in those first 60 days. with ads. He made 7,000 euros. After a month more, where he took a little break for a few weeks to launch his program, and then he relaunched the second edition, by now he's sold 14 spots in 90 days. He's made he made 10,150 euros, and he spent around 1,200 euros on ads in the Israeli market. So, as you can see, he has about 10 times return on his ad spend. And the cool thing is now he has a system that he can relaunch and rerun those ads, and they just get more and more profitable. And I'll show you why. So, what are the fundamentals to get ads working? What are the things that I really want you to make sure that you are doing? Okay. Let's start with the most basic thing, which is A/B testing. A/B testing means every ad that I'm launching is a test for me. And a test means nothing more than looking at two cars in a race or horses in a race and seeing which horse is winning. And then discarding the losing horse, copying the winning horse, and then letting those two horses run again and seeing which horse is winning. This way, I can very quickly see what is working and what is not working. And I let go of what is not working. I copy what is working. I tweak a little bit. I change a little bit, and I let it run again. That's the magic of ads, because once it starts working, every time you duplicate your ads and you change them just a little bit, they work better and better and better and better until you start getting massive results. The second thing about the budget, I like to tell our clients, and what works for me best is to start with 5 euros per day per ad set. That is, if you have tried running ads before, that is a component in the ads manager of Facebook. And then just doing one ad inside of each ad set. This way, I know that those 5 euros are tested on this ad that I'm putting. And I like to start with between 2 to 4 of those ads. So between 10 to 20 euros divided by 5, 5, 5, 5. And then I see what is working. After 2 or 3 days, I see what is not working. I turn it off. And the ads that are working well, I'm duplicating. The next thing, once I'm starting to get used to that, is to utilize the automated rules in Facebook Ads Manager. Facebook has a way of turning off your ads that are not working automatically. And so many people don't know that. And for me, it took me years to start using that. And that is magical because I can set an ad and say, hey, after this ad has spent 15 euros, which means 3 days, if the statistics, if the parameters are not aligned with what I want, shut this ad off. What it allows is that I don't lose money on an ad that is not working. And only the ads that are working well are staying on. And the maximum that I can spend on a bad ad is 15 euros. Many people think, oh, but if I spend 20 euros on 4 ads per 5 euros on ad, in which it sums to 20 euros per day, that's 600 euros. And that's a lot to get started with. But no, it doesn't look like that because you go day by day and you turn off what does not work. And those automated rules mean that you spend maximum 15 or 20 euros on an ad and then you see if it's working or not. And in the bigger picture, the more meaningful thing about your ads and how to actually think of the ads from now on is you want to have the effect of micro commitments. What micro commitments is just like when someone approaches you and you invite them to your house. If you would say, hey, I have this great orange juice here, just cold out of the fridge. Do you want a cup? They would say, great, yeah, I would love a cup. And then maybe you invite them to dinner That's a big bit of a bigger commitment because there might be an awkward conversation or there might be moments of silence and so on. Then maybe you invite them for a hike, and that's a bigger commitment and so on. Same with your marketing, same with your ads. If on the ad you say, hey, I'm selling a 250 € coaching package, that means that someone sees the ad, they need to trust you so much to pull out their credit card, put in the numbers, and pay you 250 €. And more than that, you don't want to sell something of valued of 250 €. I'll talk about it a bit more later. You want to sell products that are priced between 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000 €. So the commitment for joining a program that costs 3,000 € is high, is massive. So instead of that, what I want you to do is to segment those efforts that the person sees your ad and put a really small commitment. The really small commitment that I see that's working over and over again, is to invite people to a free workshop. Once you invite people to a free workshop, in the workshop, you can convey so much value. You can create so much connection. You can position yourself as an authority figure. You have their email or WhatsApp, and you can send them automated value content where they are actually attentive regarding to anything you send to them because you are landing in their email inbox. And all of the commitment you asked for them is sign up to my workshop. It's for free. Some people try to be smart and say, oh, I'm going to do a paid workshop and I'm going to launch ads for a paid workshop. And that hurts the effect of micro commitments because then people need to actually pay you 10 or 15 € or 50 € or 100 € for this workshop. And then the ad becomes, again, something with a lot of weight on it. Another way of looking at the segmentation of efforts is when we think of what are the efforts that you are doing in order to bring people to your program, in order to sell your offer, in order to sell your product. If I segment those efforts into small bits, into small pieces, and I look at the ads as just one part of those efforts, and I want that effort to be minimal. So when I just publish an ad that sends people to a free workshop, I know that that's all that ad needs to be doing. And I can really see, is this effort working? Is this effort repetitive? Can I improve those ads? Yes. If an ad is trying to sell a product, let's say a 97 do it yourself program, there is a lot of effort there for a person. There is a big commitment for a person. And you can launch the ad. You can spend 50 €, 100 €, 200 €, 400 €, nobody buys. And then you're not sure, is there something problematic in the ad? Is the landing page not working? Is the checkout page not working? Is the product not good enough? You don't know what is working and what is not. And you can end up spending 2,000 € until someone buys your 100 € course. You don't know. When you invite to a free workshop, you can really easily test because in the workshop, you present it to people, you present whatever your offer is, but in a workshop, in a miniature version, in a mini version that actually gives a lot of value, but also for you because you learn so much from that. So the way to actually make ads work well is to limit the testing budget. And the way I found that really worked for me in limiting testing budget is to send ads only to Facebook feed. This way, I know that people who are scrolling Facebook have more attentiveness, have more presence, and they will read a text. They will read and they will go into what I'm writing or in many cases, what is ChatGPT writing? And then the second thing, in order to limit the testing budget and the amount of money I need to spend on testing and to make ads work faster, is to start only with text ads and text and an image. Because then I can change whatever is written in the text very easily. It's not like a video that I need to re-record. And I can compare the same text with two images. For example, I can compare one image with two texts, two versions of a text, and I see what is working very fast. Instead, what I see people sometimes do is they launch one video ad, another video ad that is in a completely different vibe, and then one ad that is with a carousel, one ad with an image. And it's like comparing bananas to apples. You don't know why this is not working. You don't know why that is not working. And you cannot really move forwards with your testing budget. So think, how can I limit? How can I make things more narrow in how much money I spend in order to get results? And this works really well for us. This works really well for our clients. Just launching text ads with an image. And an added bonus now, don't tell anyone, but an added bonus now is that you can write magical, convincing, beautiful ads with ChatGPT. If you know how to ask the right questions, if you know how to prompt it correctly, you will get incredible results of those texts. And then whatever text is working, you take and you put back into ChatGPT. You copy it into the feed of ChatGPT and you say, this ad is working well. I want something different, but similar. Different, but similar. And that's where the magic starts. The next thing that I want you to think of when you're writing those texts, when you're writing this ad, is to speak to your ideal buyer. Who is the person that you would love to have in your program? Who is the person that you would love to help transform, that you would love to buy your product and to go through this journey with you of transformation? How do they speak? How do they speak about themselves? What is their characteristics? Think of your past clients. Who are the people you really enjoyed working with? And when you write the text, write to those type of people. Nowadays, when I ask ChatGPT to write me a text for my ads, I always write, speak to visionary coaches, speak in a bold way, be educational, and I usually give some form of material that I've written or that I've spoke about or a lecture or something, so the ChatGPT can take from those materials and teach from there with my style. And that works really, really well. So we've talked about micro commitments of having an ad to something that is not too heavy for a person to commit to. And this is a part of three-part journey. Okay. You have an ad, you send people to a free workshop, and in your free workshop, you invite to some form of strategy call and where you sell your high ticket program. Okay. It's really important to have a high ticket program, especially when you start building your business, because you want to be able to scale with a handful of clients. You want to be able to sell 5 spots per month, having 10,000 euros coming into your bank account, knowing that you can continue moving forward with this business. You need to know that you have a way to pay for ads, get people to a free workshop, and then sell a high ticket program. It's so tempting to start with a low ticket online course, passive income things, but that doesn't work. It doesn't work so well. It's a lot of testing, it's a lot of trying, it's a lot of hustling. And instead, when you decide to give yourself the permission to go deep, to go with a 3 month program, a 2 month program, and to allow people to experience the journey with you, that's when it becomes much easier. I want to, this is what we teach our clients in our program. We teach how to build an ad to a beautiful landing page. We give the tech resources to create the automations, the landing page, and everything, and we help our clients set it up. And then we teach them how to build a free workshop that is converting, that is not teaching too much, that is easy to do, and that is repetitive, and how to build an offer for a high ticket program. So the ad is this part of getting people to your world. But it's really important to know that you need to have a beautiful offer at the end, the other end of that. If this makes sense to you, if you're excited to move forwards with your business, if you're excited to actually have someone who's professional and has experience in building ads and scaling businesses and creating transformational methods, I want to invite you to a free business mapping session with my co-founder, with me, or with one of our experts. In this 20-minute fast-paced session, we will look at your business, we will look at your method, you will look at what you are selling, what are your offers, and we'll help you see what is the vision to what success can look like. How the next 90 days in your business can look like if you align to the right actions. And what's the low hanging fruit? Where in the business, what can you do right now to really transform how your business looks like? In any case, you will step out of this call with so much clarity. But if you are a fit to join our program, we will also show you in this call how that happens, how that can happen. There's no strings attached. So I would really love you to book this session if you feel like your business is your priority right now and you want someone to help you just from looking at from outside at your business, having this brainstorming and really mapping out your business. Then book this session. It's going to be magical for you. In any case, thank you for watching. It was very fun and good luck with your ads.